So what's good, y'all? So, obviously a lot of striking news in sports media. The sports world got shocked when Luka Doncic was being traded to the Los Angeles Lakers for Anthony Davis this past weekend. So real quick, man, we're gonna do a quick reaction to Dallas Mavericks general manager Nico Harrison, and also alongside with Jason Kidd, a real quick short video to see how pretty much their initial thoughts. This is the first press conference after the trade. All right, y'all, let's go ahead. Let's take a look at it. All right, let's dive into it, shall we?
All right, I'll open it up. Thanks for everybody for coming. Jay, is it normally this crowded for your pregame speeches?
No, they don't want to hear about everybody who's out.
No, on a serious note.
Hey, like, man, look, I'm gonna do like more clips of the video sooner or later, bro. But like J Kidd, man, like he definitely like looking like, bro, like you got some explaining to do. You know what I'm saying? Cause like I ain't trying to like, spill the beans and nothing, but like J Kidd was caught by surprise too. So let's go ahead, let's continue.
We definitely understand the magnitude of what just transpired. It's not lost on us. Definitely would like to thank Luka for his brilliance and, over the last, 4 years since we've been here, what we've been able to accomplish, as well as, Maxi Kleber. When he got hurt the other day and I go in the back and check on him and the first thing he says is sorry for getting hurt, but that just, kind of goes to the type of person he is. And then also Smooth, like he was such a great guy in the locker room. So I just want to, thank all those guys for their contribution to get us to where we're at. And then as we turn the page, I think it's important to know that J Kidd and I, we've had a vision in the culture that we want to create since we've been here. And the players that we're bringing in, we believe exemplify that. And, we think defense.
Okay, he said culture. He getting ready to say something else, so I'm gonna let him continue.
Wins championships, and we're bringing in one of the best two-way players in the league. A lot of people don't talk about, what he does defensively and offensively, but, if you can name first-team All-NBA players that are also first-team All-Defensive players. That's a unique unicorn to try to find, and we're able to.
Yeah, so obviously somebody like a Jason Kidd, who is a former NBA great, point guard, somebody who was a pretty sound defensive point guard. Even in his later stages of his career, man, like he definitely still was like, still has some skills to kind of really like be present and somewhat effective on defense. Jason Kidd is second in all-time steals. Really, really solid player. And even the way he's kind of starting to construct his coaching staff is kind of going that direction, right? Having Jared Dudley, who's kind of more of a defensive-minded coach. I think he's a defensive coordinator, if I'm not mistaken, Jared Dudley. Tyson Chandler's kind of in the building now, as a consultant to kind of work with, the centers and things like that, the front court, which is good. Always good to have that continuity and that chemistry, from former players in the league. And the culture, I see his vision, you know what I'm saying? Like, people was kind of mad at Nico Harrison, but, like, I see the man's vision a little bit to a certain degree. Like, the front office has definitely been, like, for the Mavs has been changing throughout the years. Like, Michael Finley, vice president, you know what I'm saying? Nico Harrison, not a GM. And look, man, he's made some decisions that I question, like the release and the let go of Jalen Brunson. I don't know if he was here. No, I don't think that Kristaps Porzingis trade was him. I think that was Donnie Nelson Jr. But at the end of the day, he did trade for Kyrie. So it's a lot more, to look into, man. When we look into as far as the coach aspect, having that defensive mind presence, and defense wins championships, and it's always a mental thing, bro. And I will say, as somebody that's watching Luka, bro, closely, bro, like Luka Doncic just is not somebody that's. I would say he lacks intangibles. He lacks good quality leadership. it's not even just a defensive thing, bro. Luka Doncic will never be a good defensive player ever. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, what is your mentality like? What is it like up here? You know what I'm saying? Like, are you always, you know what I'm saying, quick to complain to the refs when you don't get a foul call? Are you, you know what I'm saying, like, what is your body language like? How does your demeanor rub off onto your teammates? And I think that's the kind of culture that he's trying to articulate. But let's continue.
Find that, and as well, you look at Max Christie. You know, he was their starting two guard, guarded all the top players in the league, and he's young and athletic and bouncy, and you know, gets his hands on lots of balls. So we really feel that they're bringing in, they're adding into the culture that we're trying to create here. We feel that defense wins championships, and we're excited to go. We feel like we're built to win now as well as in the future.
Yeah, so basically, man, that was that. And ultimately, like, you know, they just say that, you know, they're just trying to build more of a defensive sounded minded like team. And I guess Luka Doncic wasn't considerable fitted for that. But even if you look into history, like, you know, was Dirk Nowitzki a great defensive player? Was Dirk Nowitzki ever, you know what I'm saying, somebody who was like somebody you could rely on defensively? Not at all, you know. But you were able to disguise that with Deshaun Marion, who can guard 1 through 5 if needed. You know, primarily 1 through 4, but 1 through 5 if needed, and a Tyson Chandler, right, and also a Brendan Haywood in the rotation, right. You were able to disguise Dirk Nowitzki's flaws on defense, right? Similar to what the Dallas Mavericks are kind of recently did with Luka Doncic. They were able to disguise his weaknesses defensively by acquiring other solid defensive perimeter defensive players, right? Getting a Quentin Grimes, who's, you know, somebody who's comfortable on defense. Getting a P.J. Washington. Getting a Derrick Jones. In the past, having a Reggie Bullock or a Dorian Finney-Smith. You know what I'm saying? Players of this nature, right? And today, we recently just got Caleb Martin. And we traded him for Brendan Grimes and also a second-round draft pick. Felt like we could have kept that draft pick, but, you know, that's neither here nor there. You know, we could have got maybe 2 first-round draft picks for Luka instead of just 1 all the way in 2029. But I think what Dallas Mavericks fans have to understand is that Anthony Davis is still a top 10 player. Anthony Davis is still a very dynamic superstar player, man, and he can play both ends of the floor. And this team is really built for Anthony Davis to thrive in. Like, you know, the players that are around Anthony Davis can really complement and flourish with him being present out there on the basketball court, man. I think it's some positives and some things we can really be optimistic about. Now, the problem is, the only con I really see with this trade is that Luka Doncic is still young, and Luka Doncic has yet to really have a significant major injury, right? He's had some injuries in the past, over the past 2 seasons, to kind of keep him sidelined, right? He had the injury at the end of the 2023 season, right? He also had, you know, came into the playoffs last year a little nicked up, right? I think it might have been a calf last year, an ankle, whatnot, or a heel injury, right? The heel injury, I think. So, you know, Luka Doncic still has his youth versus Anthony Davis is losing his youth, right? Kyrie Irving is kind of in the middle age of he's in his mid-30s, right? Now, Anthony Davis and Kyrie Irving are still great players to this day, right? Still one of the best at their positions. But longevity, how long is the Dallas Mavericks championship window? I say 2 years, 3 years max. I like the aggressiveness that Nico Harrison is doing. And then, you know, like, what can you expect from a black general manager, right? You know, you want your general manager to take chances. Cowboys Nation, stop talking all that crap about Nico Harrison. You want your front office to take chances. The Cowboys have been playing scared in the offseason and during the season, not taking chances on quality players, right? So that's just my thoughts, man. Let me know what y'all think down in the comment section below. I appreciate y'all for tapping in. Follow me on every social media platform at Jabari Showtime. Peace.